Do you put much validity into the reports now that apparently Kate and William just do not care anymore about Harry and Meghan? They're not really planning on responding to things, dealing with things, keeping an eye on what's happening here?
I mean, listen, we've all managed to just catch our breath over the last couple of years. I mean, it was literally scandal after infighting after scandal. I mean, we kind of had enough of it, haven't we? And I mean, you can imagine that they have as well. I mean, the fact that is, the train is moving a little bit faster now. We've had the sort of wheels of change grinding into position. Again, the language of Buckingham Palace has changed. We've had the year anniversary of the Queen's passing, and now what are we going to see over the next few months? That includes Harry and Meghan as well. I mean, Harry and Meghan were over in Dusseldorf just a few days ago again for the Invictus Games. You saw a bit of it over here. I don't think it was as a big deal as when Harry was within the royal fold, so to speak. Listen, I'm sure of a fashion that they wish him well. I think they wish that Harry and Meghan would go away, take stock of what has happened over the last few years and try and make their lives work for themselves, because it isn't going to be trashing the royal family. It isn't going to be coming out with another book or another Netflix series and just using their position to just absolutely lay on the royal family like they have been over the last couple of years. Where has it got them? It certainly hasn't got them, curried favour with the Netflix executives or the Spotify chiefs, because deals are falling off all over the place. Where are their friends in California? Where are their friends over in the UK? And I think that there's going to be bigger fish to fry, aren't there? You talk about William and Kate stepping up to the plate. Well, that is exactly what is going to have to happen. I said about the King being 75 nearly. He's a sprightly 75, but his days of big international travel, of this relentless schedule that he likes to give himself whenever he's touring, are not going to last forever. And it's going to be up to William and Kate to take the mantle. And Harry and Meghan don't fit in the picture when that's concerned.
Yeah, I also get a bit of a sense that they need to rip the Band-Aid off in terms of giving interviews. I mean, clearly these are, charming, smart people, but there is this eternal fear that if they sat down with someone like yourself, well, obviously you're going to ask about, so anyway, about the brother you don't talk to anymore. If you sit down in front of a television camera, again, the same thing's going to happen. The only way to sort of snuff out that fire is to not talk about it all day, every day, but be available to it so eventually the question becomes boring. Do you think that's part of this as well here? Where I get it, the Prince of Wales is sort of the one step away on his way to becoming the monarch, but the reality is it's all well and good to have sort of the speeches, but there's not really interaction there. Do you think that they've got to sit down and actually do an interview sometime soon? Because it feels like to me, the longer they put it off, the bigger the impact when they respond to everything that's come their way the past couple of years.
Well, listen, we haven't really heard from William at all, haven't we? We've, I mean, I can speak to people in the palace all day long, and they will tell you that the mood music has shifted from one of disappointment, anger, to pretty much wanting to leave Harry and Meghan behind, get on with the job in hand. Again, that might be moving more slowly than he would have wished or Kate would have wished. I think we're going to see some more activity, certainly in the next few months. But in terms of Harry and Meghan, we're not going to hear from them from the horse's mouth. I think we've seen them had a lot to deal with. They've taken the tact of not saying anything and just let Harry and Meghan rise to the sun and burn out, as you will, because how much more can they say? How much more damage can they do? And I think there's been a sort of rowing back of opinion on them. Everybody may have said that Harry had an opportunity and a right to give his side of the story, but once it became, day after day, week after week, it was just getting a bit tiresome. So, listen, I think he needs to kind of step back, take a stock of what's happened over the last couple of years, and so William will as well. And that will speak volumes through his work, I imagine. He might. We might get a book out of him somewhere down the line. We might get a proper, honest interview, because I don't think we've had those concepts even muted, whether it's from the palace or from himself, about how he really feels about his brother. But I can tell you, sort of the people that I speak to day to day are pretty much saying the anger has dissipated, the disappointment has dissipated. It's about trying to get on with his own life now and trying to better himself and try and work towards the sort of the king and country, as it were.